Leadership. Having a leader in group settings is vitally important because the leader helps set the tone and helps set the group on the right track to success. Many times the leader is responsible for guiding the group and keeping them on track and ensuring that the group members are working together to meet task outcomes and satisfaction outcomes. So let's look at some basic ways that leaders can choose a leadership style. There are three basics that most people start with when they talk about leadership. There's authoritarian, also known as highly directive. There's democratic or participatory leadership. And then there's laissez-faire leadership, also known as negligent leadership. So let's start with authoritarian, also known as highly directive. As you can tell by the highly directive comment, that means the authoritarian leader is going to be in charge, is going to make decisions, and makes all of the calls generally. With an authoritarian, highly directive leadership style, there's going to be efficient task outcomes. The leader is going to tell people what to do, and the group members are going to do it. Now, many of you are probably thinking, Miss Bryant, that doesn't sound fun. You're exactly right. It usually isn't. And so with an authoritarian leadership style or highly directive, the leader gives the commands. Communication flows from the leader to the group members, and the group members are expected to carry it out. Members can feel as if they're not heard or have little input or engagement in the situation. Now, when we look at authoritarian leadership, we have to realize, though, task effectiveness and efficiency increases tremendously. When you're told what to do and how to do it, you get it done. You may not be happy about it. You may grumble the whole time, but the task gets done. The second type is democratic or participatory. In the democratic style, the leader offers guidance, suggestions, the leader listens, and shows concern for the members. We like to call it participatory style sometimes because there's more of a back and forth. The leader is going to still make decisions, but the leader also asks for input from the group, from the team. Sometimes the leader simply guides the decision making and allows for votes or allows for people to share their thoughts and ideas to help the leader make the best decision. In a participatory style, you're more we-oriented and tolerant of other people's ideas and thoughts. So let's think about what makes this a positive. People feel heard. In a leadership style that's participatory or democratic, people feel like they have a voice, that they can impact the decision that's made. The negative, it takes time. We only have a limited amount. And so when you're engaged in a democratic style, you're giving more time for the decision to be made, which sometimes leads to delays in actually getting the task done. The last type of leadership is known as the laissez-faire leadership. It's sometimes also referred to as the negligent style of leadership. The laissez-faire leader is sometimes known as the leader in name only. They have the title of leader, but they don't really do any leading. They offer little guidance, little direction, little task support, little group satisfaction support. Under a laissez-faire leader, the group members are generally pretty happy and satisfied at the beginning. They're allowed to do what they want, when they want, how they want. The problem is the task begins to be due. When the deadlines start to approach, it can start leading to satisfaction plummeting because we don't know what needs to be done, we don't know how it needs to be done, and there's no one giving us direction. And so, as you can imagine, group task efficiency and task outcomes are low, and the closer those tasks and deadlines and goals are supposed to be met, group satisfaction starts to plummet also. Now, when we look at these three styles, most of the time people say, ooh, I know, pick B, pick the middle, go with democratic. Before we start thinking that, we have to realize that leadership, just like communication, depends on the context. When we look at the context, that's going to determine what type of leadership style we need to take. Sometimes a decision has to be made now. There's not time to ask everyone, to get input from all of the different groups, from all of the different departments. And so the leader needs to take the authoritarian style, the highly directive style that says, this is what needs to be done. Other times, you may have just at your workplace met a really hard deadline and you've been working really hard and you're really stressed out. And so the leader takes more of a laissez-faire leadership approach for a few days. Let's relax. Let's involve some group engagement. Everybody take a little bit of a break to help build the group satisfaction up to take care of the next goal. Again, when you look at these 3 leadership styles, please realize that each of them has positives and they also have negatives. And so as we engage in leadership, part of what we have to do as leaders is to think about which style is most appropriate for this context at this time and place, and to be able to use them wisely so that our groups, our teams, and our businesses succeed. Have a beautiful day.